Hello, I'm Ngọc Duy and your guide to today's news. Let's take a look at the most important events making waves today.
State President hosts welcome ceremony for Brazilian counterpart. Prime Minister welcomes Skoda Auto support for Vietnam's automobile industry. FIFA continues to support Vietnam in VAR referee training. Major discoveries from ancient boat excavation in Bac Ninh. Party members no longer disciplined for having third child.
State President Luong Cuong hosted a state-level welcome ceremony for Brazilian President Lula da Silva in Hanoi in the morning of March 28. President Lula da Silva is paying a state visit to Vietnam from March 27 to 29 at the invitation of President Cuong, marking his second visit to Vietnam after the first trip in 2008. This visit is also the first state visit to Vietnam by a foreign head of state in 2025, underscoring Vietnam's respect for President Lula da Silva and its high evaluation of the growing relationship between the two nations. The Brazilian president's visit marks a milestone in the bilateral relations, in line with Vietnam's foreign policy while contributing to concretizing the resolution adopted at the 13th National Party Congress and a plan to develop its ties with Latin American countries in the 2022 to 2026 period. Besides, it specifically aims to advance Vietnam's international commitments and concretize new cooperation frameworks while affirming the country's determination to strengthen partnerships with key Latin American nations, particularly Brazil. The event also underscores the continuous development of the relations between the two countries as well as their commitments to bringing into full play their strategic partnership. Brazil is now Vietnam's largest Latin American trading partner, while the Southeast Asian country holds significant importance in the region for Brazil. Two-way trade has experienced remarkable growth over the recent past, escalating from $1.53 billion in 2011 to $7.98 billion last year, with ambitious targets to reach $10 billion by 2025 and $15 billion by 2030. Beyond economic and trade agreements, the visit opens up promising avenues for collaboration in tourism, aviation, maritime ports, and logistics, the sectors with substantial untapped potential for both nations. Following the welcome ceremony, the two leaders led their respective high-level delegations to the talks, evaluating the results of past cooperation and proposing directions for future collaboration. They are scheduled to witness the signing of key cooperation agreements and meet with the press.
Prime Minister Pham Minh Chinh expressed his hope that the Czech Republic's Skoda Auto would help develop Vietnam's automotive industry ecosystem at a reception in Hanoi on March 27 for its chairman and CEO, Klaus Zellmer. Prime Minister Chinh encouraged the company to manufacture not only passenger cars, but also other types of vehicles, engines, and components for automobile factories in Vietnam, leveraging the country as a strategic base to expand its reach across Southeast Asia. The Vietnamese government leader called on Skoda Auto to diversify its product range and consider partnership opportunities to help Vietnamese firms deepen their integration into Skoda and Volkswagen's production and supply chains, particularly in Southeast Asia. For his part, Zellmer described Skoda Auto's status as the largest automaker in the Czech Republic, with annual sales topping 1 million vehicles across over 100 countries and territories. The company, part of Germany's Volkswagen Group since 1991, signed a cooperation agreement with the Tan Cong Group of Vietnam in 2022. Fully agreeing with the host leader's proposals, Zellmer said Skoda Auto's business success in Vietnam is just a starting point, and he looked forward to filling in the missing pieces to complete Vietnam's automotive industry ecosystem.
"22 professional referees and assistant referees, along with 5 non-professional referees, are participating in Vietnam's 4th VAR, Video Assistant Referee, training course. The program is organized by the Vietnam Football Federation, VFF, in collaboration with FIFA. The opening ceremony took place on March 27 in Hanoi, aiming to expand the pool of officials operating VAR technology in Vietnamese football while aligning with FIFA's goal of improving referee standard. FIFA instructor Farkhad Abdullah highlighted the promising career prospects for referees in the region and recognized the strong potential of Vietnamese officials. However, he emphasized that excellence requires continuous learning, skill development, and hands-on experience. From March 27 to 31, Farkhad Abdullah will lead the training, guiding participants through their first experience with VAR technology using a simulation system. After 3 referee training courses implemented since 2023, Vietnam now has 36 referees and assistant referees certified by FIFA to officiate as VAR referees and AVR assistant referees. These certified referees currently operate 4 VAR-equipped vehicles, supporting matches in the V-League, the National Cup, and select non-professional football competitions.
Bac Ning's Department of Culture, Sports, and Tourism held a field workshop on March 26 to present findings from the emergency excavation of ancient boats in Thuan Tan Town. Experts, researchers, and officials discussed 2 key topics: initial assessments of the site and strategies for preserving and promoting the artifacts. The excavation has been ongoing from March 3 to April 3, covering 300 square meters. The boats were discovered by locals while digging fish ponds along the Dao River, a tributary of the Tien Duc Duong River, near Lai Lao Citadel's western wall. Found about 2 meters apart, the 2 large boats share similar structures, each measuring approximately 16.2 meters long, 2 meters wide, and 2.2 meters deep, with 6 compartments. Connected at the bow, they feature a unique construction, a single log base reinforced with planks using wooden joints and pegs, an unprecedented design in Vietnamese archaeology. Experts believe these boats, dating back to the 11th to 14th centuries, were used for transporting goods along the Dao River. Most recommended on-site preservation over relocation and proposed expanding excavation efforts to further study and safeguard their historical value.
Party members who have a 3rd child will no longer face disciplinary action under new guidelines from the Central Inspection Commission. Vietnam's birth rate has dropped to a record low of 1.91 children per woman in 2024, down from 1.96 in 2023. For years, the country maintained a stable fertility rate near the replacement level of 2.1, but recent declines have raised concerns. The Ministry of Health is drafting a new population law, proposing policies to maintain the birth rate, reduce gender imbalance, and adapt to an aging population. It also suggests allowing couples to decide the number and timing of their children, removing outdated population policy restrictions. These policy shifts aim to address Vietnam's demographic challenges,